as 1,000 years. So we know that Esau ain't really even been in power for a day, man. He really hasn't been in power for that long amount of time, man. Okay? And the Most High is going to have to tell you, we're going to be, get old month, day, 100, hey, forever, man. Okay, the scripture best says it when it says forever, man, because that's the best way to give forever, even unto ever, because forever really just means a long time, okay? But when it says forever, even unto forever, that means a perpetual, man, okay? And we know through the scriptures that we're going to have the Lord's statutes, commandments of the Most High written within our hearts, is pursuant to the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter and the 8th verse. So, we're going to be doing right, we're going to be ruling forever, so we're going to be in a state of rest, man. That's going to be comfortability, okay? That the joy of the hypocrite, the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So the point here that ties up with the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, really is in the 25th verse, but I'll read the whole thing because the whole thing is good. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds. So his excellency, man, what he, was great about Esau, though he, reach unto the clouds or anything like that. You got guys that marvel at that. They go to these so-called high-rise tower cities, man. They get, mystified by all of that. The Lord said, though it reach onto all of those heights, man, the Most High is going to bring it down. Now, the same thing is exemplified within the book of Obadiah. Okay, so this is the book of Obadiah. I'll start from the 3rd verse. Okay, this is Obadiah 1, the 3rd verse. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, what saith in his heart, who shall bring me down. So the Most High has set up he's hardened his heart, like his mind, like he did to Pharaoh, man. Wherewith it is said within the scriptures, where it says here, it says that pride has deceived thee. So his own pride has deceived him, man. He actually believes he's on a higher level than he really is. Now here it is, the Most High has put that spirit within him to be, wise or whatever. But the Most High, really, we're getting to the stage where the Most High is removing that spirit from off of him, man. He ain't really coming out with something, anything new, fresh, or anything like that. Okay? Because the Most High is removing that spirit off of him. And that's why the scripture says within the book of Job, where it's the 8th chapter and the 15th verse, something like that, when he's about to fill his belly, he shall be in straits, man. Meaning to say he's going to be in difficulties because that spirit is going to be removed off of him. And it's going to be put back on us, man. Okay? We're going to be get back onto that level of intellect, man, because the Most High put that spirit of dumbness, especially on these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Oh man, he's put that spirit of basically death upon him, man. All right, but now he's returning that spirit of life onto them, right? Because we go to the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. He said what? Right after Revelations, the 11th chapter and the 8th verse. Get that right quick. Right, Revelations 11 and 8, and says, and a dead body, you can read the same account within the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, starting from the 1st verse. The dead body shall lie down in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also the Lord was crucified. And he says, and they kingdom and tongues, a nation shall see their dead bodies 3.5 days. Okay, I believe that's period of 350 years. All right, that we was in hardcore slavery, and then the Lord started really just raising, brothers up, and and so on and so forth. Okay, you had it to where, different individuals, that came about within this truth, really started getting, getting heavy on this in this thing, man. They started really teaching this word. Okay, so it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts to one another, because because these two prophets have because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life of the Most High entered into them. So that's the point I was making, man. Because the Most High put that spirit upon, he's putting that spirit upon Jake now, man. Now we're getting, we're getting back our jazz, man. Okay, we're coming up with different ideas and all of that, man. Okay, all right, but ultimately that really, because wisdom is spiritual, man. Right now, you got into where brothers is waking up to the truth and the fact that they're Israelites and so on and so forth. They're coming back into the spirit of being themselves, man. All right, spirit of wisdom, man. All right, because the scripture says how Jacob is the former of all things. All right, it meaning he's the inventor of all things. And we go to the book of Genesis, where it talks about how the Lord had the certain angels with him, and they basically built the earth that as you have it now. Well, that's the proof of that. Jacob is the former of all things, man. All right. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of the Lord entered into them. Okay, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon the men that saw them. So that's in the book of Wisdom, Solomon, the 5th chapter. Because when Esau sees Jacob getting back onto his wisdom, right, getting back onto the fact that he's an Israelite and so on and so forth, man. Okay, she fucked up, man. All right, getting back into the spirit of being an Israelite, man. That drives him insane, man. That drives him crazy, man. But see, there's nothing he could do about it. Say if he can only touch the men that he, whose lot was to die for this truth. Okay, that's the only people that he can touch. As for the rest of the men of the Lord, he can't do nothing about that. Because the scripture says if this thing was of men, it will come to naught. But because it is of the Most High, you can't do nothing about it, man. It can't be stopped. It can't be tamed. It can't be cut down. It can't be, you can't do nothing about it. It's just going to increase, man. You take down one camp, 1,000, 100 camps, 10, 20 camps can raise up in its stead, man. Okay, we're like the ultimate Hydra, man. You take down one head, 100 heads raise up to replace that individual that you done taken down, man. So Esau knows by way of his so-called astrologers and so on and so forth who we are, what we're about, and the fact that you can't just readily just touch the men of the Lord like that, save for that period of time that the Most High is going to allow him to do that. Okay, ultimately he can't do nothing about this truth, man, because this is the agenda of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay. Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, Thy pride in thy heart hath deceived thee that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down? Though thou exalt thyself like the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down. Okay, so that ties up with what it was saying here within the book of Job, where it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and her head reach unto the clouds, okay, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. All right, and he shall I also which shall see him no more. So that's Isaiah 14 chapter and the 12th verse right there, man. But let me see that within it says here that I also that saw him shall see him no more. Let's see that within the book of Obadiah, because I just had the book of Obadiah, and this is from the 15th verse. So Obadiah 15, it says, For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Okay, so the day of the Lord, look, man, it's coming upon all the heathen. Not only Jacob's going to feel the wrath of the Most High. Okay, predominantly it's going to be these heathens, because you're going to have it to where, the elect men of the Lord, they're actually going to be in a good day. We're actually looking forward to the day of the Lord. But just like how it says within the book of Amos, man, it says within the book of Amos, why do these people look forward to the day of the Lord, right? That it's going to bring about any good for them, man. Right, but we know for the men of the Lord, it's actually going to be a good day, man.
Yeah, we know.
All right.
Shall we down there? Yeah.
Right, so it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Right, thy reward shall come upon thy own head. Okay, so all of them that wicked works, man. The Most High took. Hey, we read about them precepts concerning vengeance and balance and so on and so forth. The Most High is going to return all of that balance and vengeance upon these people, man. I say, as they've done unto the people the most. In fact, let me get that within the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 9th verse. Bread and butter scripture right here, man. All right, Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 9th verse. It says, If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So you had it to where we read that within the book of Maccabees, the 1st chapter. You had it to where the Greeks, they were out there doing all kind of havoc, reaping all kind of havoc, ruling the world by the sword. We know Esau, his blessing with the sword is the sword. We read that within the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, the 27th chapter. Okay, so we know Esau's blessing is the sword. So he does what? He achieves anything he wants to achieve by way of his blessing, which is the sword, therefore killing people. And the scripture says, hey, this what? Right? It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So the patience and the faith of the saint is based off of balance being achieved within the earth, wherewith the Most High is going to destroy them that destroy the earth. That's what the Lord is about, man. The Lord is about a judgment being played out upon the earth, man. Okay. The day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. All thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, and thy reward shall return upon thine own head. And for as thou hast drunk of my holy mountain, yea, ye shall drink, and ye shall continually, and they shall swallow down, and they shall and they shall be as though they have not been. Because when you go to the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, it says, and we just saw that within the book of Obadiah, the book of Job, where he says, he shall perish forever like his own dung. Okay, you go to the book of when you go to the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, it says this what? It says Isaiah the 14th chapter, it says pretty much something to the effect of basically Esau, all of them different heathen nations, they're gonna be like, this is who we had who had the whole earth, who destroyed the whole earth, who was the top guy on the earth. They're gonna be like, is that the man? And then after a period of time, man, for 1,000 years, namely, he's actually just gonna be wiped off the face of the earth, man. And it's proven within the scripture. And I read this before, okay, or I quoted it, right? And it says, and I'll jump to the point. It's 18th verse, and it says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau shall be for stubble, and they shall kindle them with fire, okay, and shall devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it." Okay, so there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau, man. That's what the Lord has spoken, man. That's what He's prescribed out there. Okay, he ain't gonna leave one Edomite out there by the name of Cornelius, and he's gonna bring about the whole the Edomites. All of them is gonna be destroyed. Okay, so back within the book of Obadiah, or rather more the book of Job, the 28th chapter, it says, though his excellency mounts up to the heavens, okay, right, and his head reach unto the cloud, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Now also which have seen him shall say, where is he, man? Okay, so you're going to have it to where individuals going to be out there in the kingdom and say, where is Esau, man? He destroyed the whole earth. Okay, where is the man that destroyed the whole earth? Well, judgment's going to be played up upon this guy, man. Okay, he brought about all of this evil upon the earth, and you think he's just going to live, in the harmony with the rest of the earth? He's the cancer of the earth. Cancer don't exist after it done destroy the whole earth. Now you got it to where you got the earth living in balance with the cancer. You're gonna have the cancer removed, man. Okay, so it says here, he shall perish forever like his own dung. The eye also which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and he shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as the vision of the night. Right? I also which shall see him no more, and his place shall behold him. It says, neither shall his place behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and they shall restore their goods. Now let's jump to the point, which is in the 24th verse. Okay. Yeah, which is in the 24th verse. I start from, I go 22 and I go to 24. So it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. Because what? Because when he was about to, when Esau's basically, at the precipice of achieving his agenda, destroying the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, okay, when he's at the precipice of doing that, okay, what's going to happen is the Most High is going to put him in difficulties, in straits, man. Okay, things ain't just going to go right. People go, hey, one of the difficulties that he's finding is that, this truth is out there, man. It's on the YouTube. That's why you had it to where I believe it was Jacob Rothschild saying the internet should have never been invented, man. Because all of their wicked devices that they got out there, the people, you have one individual who say, well, hold on a minute, that's fishy. They make a video about it, and then all other people will realize, look, those are some non-coherent events happening, and now you got it to where you got a whole, group of people are out there, right, pushing and heavily pushing the fact that you got all these elite banking families wreaking up all kind of havoc throughout the four corners of the earth, man, exposing it, man. Okay, that's why the scripture says also too how the hands of how he's going to make his whole hand, the tongue of the shall make his own tongue to fall upon himself. Okay, meaning to say some of these elite banking, some of these Mr. Elite banking families was going to go out there within the YouTube and expose them, man, for the wickedness that they're doing out there. All right. So it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. And let's go to the 24th verse. It says, and he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, it cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of the galls, terrors are upon him. All right. All darkness are hidden in secret places, a fire not blown shall consume it, and it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So a fire not blown shall consume it, man. It cometh out of the galls. That's talking on the same fact here that you have in the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, where it talks about a fire devoureth before them, okay, and behind them a flame that burneth. It says the land is as a garden, so you got all the trees and all of that, grass and so on and so forth, before them ICBM nuclear missiles go out there, okay. And it says here, and I might get, I'm probably gonna get the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter after that, because at the end of the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, it tells you that it's basically gonna be like a desert, okay. It says basically after America's been destroyed, you're gonna have a desert wasteland, man. You're gonna have it to where wild creatures gonna dwell there, because there ain't gonna be nothing left you can do with that land other than to have desert creatures dwell up in it, man. All right. Okay, so it says the land is as a garden of Eden before them. It says behind them as a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. Okay, so you ain't gonna have it to where you can run into your. Hey, when these elite banking families decide that they want to do this thing, man, you ain't gonna have time to drive home and go to inside your bunker and be safe or anything like that, man. Nobody's gonna be able to escape this thing, man. Save the people that are already outside of the country. Okay, nobody ain't gonna be escape those things. Where the Most High has desired to where those ICBMs gonna hit, that's where they're gonna hit, man. And you ain't gonna be able to escape those different places. All right. It says, fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth, and the land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them is a desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape. Okay, and then it says, and the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses and of horsemen, and so they shall run, like the noise of a chariot. And you really gotta visualize, how the individual that saw this vision, he was trying to use the terms that were in his day. So when he saw them, the battle chariots come about in wherever land he was in, the horses and so on and so forth. Well, that was the same noise that he was hearing when he saw the vision of those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. That's the same thing he was hearing. You seen them sounding the horses and so on and so forth, man. You right, thundering, as they run through a particular place and all of that, man. Okay. And it says here, it says, like as the noise of a chariot on top of the mountains, right? It says it's like as the noise of the chariots on top of the mountain. So not only did he put together the imagery of you seeing battle horses with the battle wagon behind them, which is known as a chariot within the scriptures. The chariot is just a vehicle, man. Now you got the chariots to the Most High, which is the spiritual vessels, and you got the chariots that you have out here on earth, where if you got the horses and the carriage behind it, man. Okay, and he said he was likened unto it to be in the mountains. So it's like the same thing you see play out on a plane, in a valley or something like that. Okay. He said he was like out there with it on top of the mountains, meaning to say what? When those missiles come, they're going to be coming from a high altitude, man. Okay? When the Most High set the spirit within Esau's spirit to release them ICBMs, they're going to be on a high altitude, and they're going to be coming down to the earth and boom, man. All right? And it says, and they shall leap like the noise of a flame of a fire that devoureth the stubble, and as a strong people set into a battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all their faces shall gather blackness, man. Okay, now let's get back onto I was going to go into Isaiah the 13th chapter, because pretty much I got all the points I wanted out of that, and we got all the precepts that link up with that, man. So let's get onto Isaiah the 13th chapter, and I think, let's see how much recording time I got left on the camera. Right, so we've got a decent amount of time left. So get into the book of Isaiah the 13th chapter right quick. So this is the book of Isaiah the 13th chapter, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, and says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, right, and exalt the voice unto them. It says, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. It says, I've commanded my sanctified ones, I've called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness, right, for the noise of a multitude, a tumultuous noise, right, the noise of kingdoms and nations gathered together for the Lord. So, O Lord of hosts, mustereth up the host of battles. So the Most High is putting up the spirit amidst them to go out there into the battle. Now let's jump from Joel the 2nd chapter now to Joel the 3rd chapter to link up with what it says here with the scriptures, man. Alright. Joel the 3rd chapter says, for behold, in those days and in that time will I bring again the captivity of the house of Judah and Jerusalem, because we're in a state of, like I've been saying, man, these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, they got that goes back onto that darkness, man. They actually believe they're free or something like that, okay? But they can move the way Esau moves within the society. They can't move like Esau moves in the society. This is his world, man. Okay, and you're only buddies with Esau, okay, if it is beneficial financially towards him, man. Okay. Now anything that's gonna bring about anything that's contrary to his movement, you do that, man. And they showed you that with many individuals that became conscious to Esau's movement, like this guy, Dave Chappelle. He became conscious to what? The fact that Esau really is the devil, okay? And he basically, you know, he thought it to where, look, all of these Edomites, they're trying to make me wear a dress and all of that, and that's against the scriptures, man. And he knew within his spirit that's against the scriptures. So pretty much he wanted to come up against that, and he had to go out there and flee out there amidst them Hamites within Africa. Really, amidst those Jakes, amidst them Hamites, which are in what you know is so-called Africa, man. Okay, right? Because ultimately, man, you ain't on the same level as these Edomites, man. Okay, and they're gonna remind you that at every turn that you turn, that's contrary to their agenda. All right. So back in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, it says, "And I will gather all nations and bring them to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I'll plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land." So all of these, these wars that are coming about in the earth, they're coming about because what? Because the Most High said it best within Zechariah, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse. Because all of these different nations have touched the apple of the Most High's eye, man. So the Most High is going to avenge these people by destroying these different nations that don't touch the apple of his eye, man. Okay? So let's get that within the book of Zechariah, the 8th chapter, the 2nd chapter rather more, in the 8th verse.